Welcome to our third year of the King of the Mountain Chefs Challenge. Our first culinary competition today features Chef Justin Ward of the Atlantic Culinary Institute and the James Beard Award finalist, Chef John Fleer of Canyon Kitchen in Sapphire, North Carolina. Each chef will receive one basket. They're identical. We have 3 sets of baskets, and we're going to have Chef Fleer choose either A, B, or C. Not only are they all different, but no one even knows what order they're going to go on. So, Chef Fleer, which one would you like? A, B, or C? C it is. A and B, please go away. Gone. Thank you.
Okay, under mystery basket C, we have 3 things in this item. It's actually multiple items, but the first one in there is quail, coffee beans, and citrus. The citrus is actually one category. So this is oranges, lemons, and limes. They can use any or all of the citrus in the category. But so the 3 categories are citrus, quail, and coffee beans.
All right, chefs, you get your basket. You take your basket and go on in there. Chef Johannes and Chef Matt, we'll see you in 40 minutes. Chef Fleer, Chef Justin, you now have 40 minutes. Start the clock. And good luck.
And in keeping with everything at the Old Edwards Inn, even the plate is gorgeous. Look at that. It's beautiful. Little bugs, little sterling silver top.
JT, when you selected the items, what went into that? What do you think of? Blending?
Blending, but there's also a matter of trying to figure things that will be a challenge, but that aren't outrageously difficult. We wanted something that they will be able to work with, and also we wanted a main ingredient that would be easy, not easy, but you could cook rapidly, so you can really focus on the unique ingredients, and they can really show their craft and their skill and their creativity beyond just spending a whole lot of time trying to cook the main ingredient. So if you notice, like with the quail is small, and there's a lot of options in which things you could do with it as well. So, and we also thought it was a flexible item to go in, and on top of that, the citrus, which is kind of an easy, not easy, but it's something that's approachable with the poultry. The tricky part in this, I think, is the coffee thrown into there. So, and the chef, what was not on the display tray is that there's regular and decaf inside their basket, so they can play with that. If they want to use a whole lot of coffee and not have everybody wired until 3 a.m., there is decaf in there, and there's also a decaf.
So you're going to have a kind of a curveball in everyone, perhaps?
There's a couple things that are going to be tricky. At the same time, we try not to do things that were so incongruent that they can't make 3 items out of it as well. We wanted it to be, hopefully what's happening is they're going to have a few aha moments in the middle of all this and pull something together that's really inspired. And so we didn't want to do too crazy out there. At the same time, we wanted there to be some challenge. And also with having a category beyond just a single ingredient, it really opens up some opportunities for them. They can use all 3 ingredients if they want in each of the 3 dishes. They can use a single ingredient from that category, or they can use all. So like in this case, we've got lemons, limes, and oranges going in there. If they want to use lemon in all 3 dishes and not use the lime and orange, perfectly fine. What they're going to be judged on is the appropriateness and prevalence of the ingredients in there. So if what they're making had lemons, limes, and oranges, it might be overkill. So it's a matter of choosing what they think is appropriate in each dish.
Well, this is the first round, and Chef Fleer is gently caressing the quail, it looks like. Just gently caressing it. I've never seen quail gently caressed in that way.
It looks so relaxed.
They are relaxed and very timely fashion.
I meant the quail.
Yeah. And Chef Justin, we'll see how he is doing.
Chef Justin has been traveling throughout Latin America for a while, so it'll be interesting to perhaps hear from him when he's not concentrating so hard, but perhaps he learned a few things about how to use the coffee bean since he was communing with Juan Valdez, perhaps. I don't know.
What I like too is that Chef Johannes Klabdor is sort of like doing a scouting report. He's watching his competition. He was looking very interestingly at the competition, which is good to do.
There's a lot of different things that could be done with all of these ingredients. I was thinking with the coffee, you could use the whole bean, you could crush it, you could infuse it, you can cook it down in with something. You could literally make coffee. There's a lot of different things that you can do that. And one of the things you can mix with coffee is citrus. It goes really well. A lot of South American beans that are actually the regular coffee in their bags that they got, they have regular and decaf. The regular is actually a South American organic coffee bean. A lot of South American beans have a slight citrus note to them already, so that's something to play with. Whereas the decaf is a Sumatran, a little more earthy, floral, and a little bolder actually. So there's a lot of options here.
Well, Chef Justin Ward is gently stirring some of the ingredients that I think I do smell some coffee in.
We just want to let y'all know, if you want to learn about the ingredients they're cooking right now, they're projected on the screen over there, over the fireplace, and as part of the fireplace. And also, if you are interested in being a guest judge, would you please give your card or your name on a piece of paper at the entrance over there so we can enter you over there, so your name can be in the running if you're interested in sitting up there with our esteemed judge chefs.
Shelley, if you don't mind, I'm going to go over to the judges and just see what they seem to be very interested in doing in something here. So I want to find out what they are looking at right now. I know they're doing a great job in drinking the wine and making sure that it's gently stirred and shaken. What are you guys looking for right now as they prepare the ingredients?
Well, we're just actually making sure that John has his proper paperwork as he's doing a little weekend furlough from the prison system.
He is on parole, I hear.
Absolutely. So, no, actually, thank you very much. Just actually watching his selection of the mushrooms, the shallots, the garlic, also watching the citrus reduction over here. It's going to be in tune with the Brussels sprouts and the root vegetables. So it's going to be a nice complementary aspect of the quail. I want to see how that folds together.
Chef Denny Trantham.
If anyone would like to come and admire Sam's cup, it's by the entrance over here, being guarded by this gentleman, but it's in this black box. It is a truly beautiful cup and a huge honor for the chefs in this region.
And Kevin Oots. Kevin Oots, what are you looking for? Obviously, just see what you're gazing at.
Just trying to get a feel for what the ingredients that each chef has brought with them to kind of coordinate their actual dishes. Was curious about that.
Now, do you judge on style points, on how comfortable they look as they prepare, or what are you actually looking for as they prepare? Anything specific?
Balance. Balance in food. It's the most crucial point tasting anything.
All right, Chef Kevin Oots. All right, last but not least, what are you looking for?
I'm watching the aluminum foil. It's not a TV dinner, is it?
Is it something that happened as a child that you really enjoyed looking at the aluminum foil as it sort of hung on a sort of a mobile in the room?
Well, it brought the reception in better, and it's doing the same thing here. I'm getting a clear picture of what's going on.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Okay, I'm going to ask a few questions of Chef Fleer over here since he's bending and maybe can talk. Chef, can you kind of give me a couple of ideas of what you're thinking, or do you want to keep him secret?
No, yeah, the thing I'm working on now is a coffee and cocoa nib and orange crusted breast of quail. So they've been seasoned and now they're being rubbed. So try to give them as much time to sit and marinate with this flavor as possible. And after that, who the heck knows?
So are you pleased with the ingredients that you picked,
Oh, yeah, I
or
love
that you
quail.
have?
I love yeah. And coffee? I'll take a cup.
So, Chef Ward, tell us a little bit. I know you were kind of taken by surprise by all of this, and we really appreciate you being here. So tell us about your initial impressions of the ingredients that y'all are working with right now.
What'd you say, the additional?
The ingredients, and the pressure, if you want to talk about it.
Well, the ingredients, you know what? Quail is one of those poultry items, one of those birds that is not very common, but it is actually quite easy to work with. And we use a bit of it at the school. So it could have been worse. It could have been emu or octopus or something else. So, but you mentioned the South American travels, and I am putting a little bit of that in there. I've actually got a coffee and cranberry mole working, and here is going to be a coffee and chamomile smoked quail for a couple of the dishes. The third one I haven't quite figured out.
We'll get back to you when you put a little bit more thought into the next. So, thank you.
Yeah, and some of the ingredients, of course, you can see the coffee beans. So the earliest reference to coffee was in Ethiopian in the 9th century. And like garlic, the smaller the grind, the coffee, the stronger the flavor. And coffee flavoring is distinctive in most dessert recipes, but when adding to meat dishes, it tends to bring out the meat flavor without an overpowering coffee flavor. Wow. And only 29 minutes and 47 seconds left in this first challenge, my friends. Let's give them a round of applause. Let's give it to them. Let's support them. Ah, very nice.
And as the chefs prepare the first round, there's, as you know, plenty of amazing food in the next room. So, and the lovely items that are on silent auction. So, please make sure you check those out.
Yeah, some of the silent auction items. There's a dinner for 8 by Matt Cole at the Gamekeeper's Tavern. So that'll be up for the silent auction. Of course, it's for the fragile children. And that's one of the great reasons why we're here. When I'm walking around with a microphone, people seem to be walking away from me, but you'll see photographers walking around, Greg Newington and Colleen Kerrigan. They've graciously donated their services to the event. And they'll be taking photos during this event and the action and the guests, as well as the challenge winners. And after the event, the photos will be posted on chefschallenge.info. And you'll be able to click a post event, and you can request the pictures. Jan, you have a question.
How do they know what to bring in addition to the 3 items in the basket?
How do they know what to bring in addition to the items? Well, they don't know. They don't know they are going to cook these items.
They bring their own stuff? They bring their own basket full of stuff, or is that provided by the competition?
That's going to be provided. All right. Yeah. And Jan, would you please stay open a little longer with your baking goods than just one day?
I'm going to ask, let's see. Chef Ward, can you tell me a tiny little bit about what you brought with you, ingredient-wise, in anticipation of the competition?
Yeah, I brought about 15 different herbs, just a variety of some root vegetables. I mean, Chef Klopthor's cooler is well stocked with a lot of items. So the idea when you're doing a competition like this, you don't know if you're going to get a fish, a fowl, a red meat. So you come up with some ideas of what might go with all of those, and then you can parlay that into a dish. But you still got to fly by the seat of your pants a little bit, which makes it the competition end of it.
That's true.
I'm with JT Fields of Mountain Fresh Grocery, and bringing the mystery baskets. We just had a question about what else is provided for, but you wanted to point out one of the items there, the citrus.
Right. With the citrus, there's actually, even though there are 5 ingredients in that basket, there's really only 3 items in there. Speak up. You got it. Thank you. There's only 3 items that have to be incorporated into each of the 3 dishes. So in this case, we've got quail. So there has to be quail in all 3. We've also got citrus. Now the citrus in this case is orange, lemon, and lime, and they can use all 3 in all 3 dishes. They can use lime in all 3 dishes and call it a day. They can use lime and orange, any combination they want in that. In the combination. The important thing is, and what the judges are judging on, is based on the relevance of that product in there, the appropriateness, and also obviously the overall flavor. But there's no punishment, or there's no points taken off for only appropriately and accurately using one of the 3 citrus in all 3 ingredients. So they don't have to force all 3 into each ingredient.
You were talking about how coffee also introduces some other different tastes in the flavors of meat and other combinations.
Well, coffee does a lot of things. First of all, it can add color, it can add texture, it can add depth to the flavor. You can also, if you're not careful, clobber the food and make it be a way too overpowering of an ingredient. So it's a delicate balance between a nice accent and an added dimension to the food and going too far and having a clumsy dish.
Well, looking at Chef Fleer, he has not worked up any kind of sweat yet. And Justin looks like he's balanced, and Johannes Klabdor is, I don't know, he seems like he's scouting.
So Chef Fleer is working with a gorgeous, is that a hen of the woods mushroom, Chef Fleer? Can you tell us a little bit about that mushroom you're working with right there?
Oyster mushrooms.
Tell us a little bit about what you brought with you.
Oh gosh, well, the cocoa nibs that I did the rub with, and 2 microphones. Gosh, I have some local mustard, some local cheese, bacon. I don't know. There's all kinds of stuff.
Thank you. Oh, Benton's bacon. I don't know how Mr. Benton's making all that bacon. He's making a lot of bacon.
The judges are working on taste and flavor in the category, the presentation, the originality, and the use of the mystery ingredient. And of course, is 1, 2, and 3, and then they'll have that total score. 1 is acceptable, 2 is good, 3 is the standard, 4 is exceptional, and 5 superior by all standards. So what is your name?
My name is Emily.
Emily, are you impressed so far?
I'm very impressed. They're working hard.
Well, what are you impressed about? The way their style, the way they look, just because they're guys, what?
Now, well, their focus.
You're a good sport. Thanks for putting up with me.
So, Johannes, what do you think about the competition so far?
I think it's complicated. I think the ingredients are well chosen because they force the chefs to be very creative. So I think it's a very interesting mystery basket what we have here, and I really think that it's going to take everything from the 2 chefs to make some fun and exciting dishes out of it.
So, perhaps it'll show up again, but it probably won't. Are you sad you didn't get quail?
I'm happy that I didn't get quail with citrus fruit and coffee.
Easy now. You don't know what's in the other 2.
So you're Chris Huerta. This is the, what's your title?
Executive sous chef.
This is the executive sous chef at Old Edwards Inn. And you participated last year as well, correct?
Just as help.
So what are your impressions about this year's event?
I think it's looking great. I think the chefs have got a lot more ease in their own space, and I think they all look like they're doing well.
Thank you.
I just had a guest ask me a really good question, which is, what are the chefs allowed to bring with them? Obviously, they're cooking with more ingredients than what's in the mystery basket. So there are several guidelines that they have to follow. They're allowed to bring special sauces. They're also allowed to bring things like prosciutto, their own set of spices, such as that. They're not allowed to bring inside the ring. Proteins is a good word for it. In other words, they can't bring a main course with them. And also beyond that, there's been a staple of items here for them: eggs, basic things to cook with beyond that. So it's a fairly level playing field with a basic staple of products that they can resource at any time they want, and then their own unique items to give it their own signature.
Well, I'm here with Greg Newington, one of the photographers. And what catches your eye? What are you looking for when you're taking a shot?
Beautiful women.
Oh, wait, yeah, about the chefs.
Oh, right, well, they're incidental to the assignment, I think, but anyway.
You're from Australia, probably, right?
I'm from Alabama.
Oh, from Alabama.
No, I'm from Australia, yeah.
So when in some of the photos that you have taken from this beautiful area of Highlands, what do you think of this area?
This is a stunning area. I had no idea just how gorgeous the fall could be up here. And the people are really nice too. It's a really nice area. Came here about 4 years ago and stayed at the Old Edwards. And since then I've been coming back regularly. It's really beautiful.
Greg, enjoy your work.
Okay, chefs, you have 14 minutes and 30 seconds left, just to let you know.
I wanted to talk with some of the ringside seats here. And what's your name?
Lisa.
Lisa, what are you looking for? What do you see? And are you here with someone tonight? Are you one of the chefs, one of your dates? Or I just don't think that you would be here by yourself.
This is my best friend Lisa, and we're here in celebration of her birthday. And I also work with Inland Seafood, one of the sponsors.
Hey, congratulations. Oh, somebody else over there work for you guys? Work with you? Oh, that's your boss.
Yeah, be nice.
Yeah, I'll try to be nice. Well, what do you think so far of this Great Chef's Challenge?
I love it. This is my third year, and every time it's been a blast.
And Lisa, where are you from?
Cumming, Georgia.
And this is your birthday. And what are you going to be doing that you can talk about?
Say that again.
What could you share that you'll be doing on your birthday?
Oh, I can't share that.
Yeah, I thought so. Thought so. Go talk to your boss. Hi, what's your name?
Bill Demond.
Bill Demond, tell me about your business and how you got involved with the Chef's Challenge.
I'm with Inland Seafood based in Atlanta. We deliver up here all of the chefs, all the restaurants in the area, and we're sponsoring some of the proteins that we got to JT, and we just like to do these kinds of things. We're foodies as well. Obviously, we wouldn't be in the business, and I wouldn't have missed this. This is great. This is fun.
Thanks. Great to have you here. You have some wonderful people over there raising their glasses high. And don't forget, on every table, you have a Matthew Ebers book, The Very Public Data. I bet you Sam Call is going to be in that book.
So here's a little fun fact about coffee, which is probably no surprise to anyone. Starbucks uses 2% of the nation's entire milk supply in their growing coffee drink business. So,
if you're watching on the monitors, like some very important people over here, you see both Chef Justin and Chef Fleer working around there's no kitchen area here, but they've had to make one up here, and it's an outstanding job of getting all the source material to have a kitchen right here. So the camera now is focusing on the ingredients and also sort of a blender or a mixer right now with a nice close-up shot. I feel like doing a play-by-play. And don't forget, there's some wonderful presentations of food in the foyer, and also don't forget your bartenders over there. Got a guy here already grabbed a couple of bottles of wine. Hang around that guy. Or Penny.
okay, so another time check. You have just over 9 minutes left. 9 minutes, 5 seconds. Another little fun fact about our little quail, the protein in this basket. Quail in the New World, as we most of us know here in the South, are also known as bob white. And in the American South, they're sometimes called partridge.
Okay, I'll read this. Does anybody remember the movie The Bucket List? Kopi Luwak are coffee beans that come from the civet, a cat-sized mammal, and their poo. The animals gorge on only the finest ripe berries and then excrete the partially digested beans. Kopi Luwak, selling for between $120 and $600 per pound, is sold mainly in Japan and the United States, but not used tonight in the presentation of the food. Kopi Luwak. Oh. Okay, 5 minutes left. 5 minutes. Now, this is going to be interesting as time winds down. What haven't they done, and what are they going to be doing now? And the judges are looking for balance. As we found out, looking at aluminum foil, all the things that go into being a great chef. Who knows what it's like, being a great chef? All I know is I'm doing this for the food.
Well, there's some last-minute tasting going on, some quick sautéing, some a la minute vegetable cooking over there from Chef Ward. Chef Fleer is putting a mixture, parsnips with a little cream, I believe, into the blender. That looks very promising. He's got apparently some little dumplings made up over here. And I saw some tamale action going on over there from Chef Ward. He apparently brought some corn husks with him, in keeping with his Latin American vibe he has going on right now. Chef Fleer probably has a lot of experience cooking quail, since there's a lot of hunting going on in this part of the world, and especially around Blackberry Farm, where he was for so many years. So presentation plates are going out, being prepared.
2 minutes, 2 minutes, 2 minutes.
And we are getting ready to see the talents on a plate from these two amazing chefs in such an incredibly short time frame with some pretty tricky ingredients, I have to say.
Now, all these shots that Colleen is taking will be available for viewing on chefschallenge.info. Ooh, look at the quail being gently just put on that wonderfully sauteed spinach or lettuce. Outstanding. Oh, please. Oh, well, I don't want to say anything, but boy, that drizzle looks good.
We've got some butter melting over here. The blender's still going, stopped. Quick finish here. Oh, it's looking really tight here.
Our judges seem to be really focused on these final moments. All right, Chef John Fleer, I'm going to move over with Justin. Justin is taking a bite. He says yes. Been gently caressing the food. 30 seconds, Justin. I got to get the microphone to these guys' palates here as they taste the food.
Remember, it's all for the kids, so maybe we can be a little lenient. I don't know.
3, 2, 1. Outstanding. Woo. Congratulations, Justin Ward.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's the conclusion of our first event. Our first chef to present will be Chef Fleer.
Okay, well, clearly incomplete. So the only thing that's on the plate is a marinated Tuscan kale salad with coffee and orange braised quail legs and a little bit of preserved lemon. And then there's parsnip puree. Do you want to know what my plans were? Yeah. The plans were to do, this is a parsnip puree with, I've got roasted roasted oyster mushrooms and a coffee and orange rubbed breast of quail. And then we're going to do some ricotta gnudi from using cheese from Looking Glass Creamery. And an orange brown butter, coffee and orange brown butter, and I think that was it. And some chili seared quail. Yeah. I'll meet you in the back. So, my apologies to the crowd for not finishing, but I did have fun. I had a lot of fun.
Chef Justin.
Thank you, sir. All right, chefs, what you guys have here is a peach and coffee glazed quail. It's served over a curried radish and orange salad with baby mizuna and arugula microgreens.
They're judging on taste and flavor, presentation, originality, and 3 courses, and then ×2, and then the use of the mystery ingredient.
Okay, the next dish here. This was I just seasoned the quail a little bit with the cumin, and then I grilled it off, a little cumin and lime on there. And by the way, there was citrus in the other dishes as well. But cumin and lime was featured in this dish. Orange was featured in the previous one. And the mole was what I made with the coffee beans, bittersweet chocolate, some cinnamon, chilies, and toasted almonds in there. And then in the tamale, instead of using the coarse ground cornmeal, I used a very fine ground cornmeal. So it was a fast tamale. I cooked it, if you saw, I cooked it in the pot and then kind of kept it in a steamer and put a little mole and lime juice inside of the tamale as well. So again, a little bit of a Latin American influence on that dish. And there's also cranberries that I rehydrated and sprinkled over top the mole because, of course, the quail goes very well with fruits. So hopefully that dish will come out the way it did in my head. All right, guys, just one last dish. This dish was prepared by smoking the quail with a little bit of chamomile and coffee, and then I finished it on the grill. And a little black-eyed peas and local Swiss chard underneath with balsamic vinegar and a little bit of veal stock in there. Didn't quite have enough time to get my roasted vegetables on it or the spiced pecans. I got them done, but I think Johannes threw them away.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're ready to turn this back over to the judges right now. And the judges are going to give a little feedback to the chefs, and then we're going to move on to heat number 2. Chef Hoots.
Aggressive battle. Was well done, though. Well done. I say raise a hand for both chefs as dropping into a kitchen that you don't know and preparing three dishes with 3 mystery ingredients is it's tough to do. Everything was paired with the right vision, Chef Fleer. And with regard to the use of the ingredients, I think they did a great job. Some of the balance was definitely there, and that's what I usually look for when I'm tasting. So, nice job to both of you.
I would echo those sentiments. I think again, depending on the time frame in any competition with the culinary aspects that are involved here, it's going to be tough. And I think that both individuals did a great job with Chef Ward coming through with quite a bit of different plates that really culminated a lot of the different aspects that encompass the quail and the coffee and the citrus, but also Chef Fleer came through with a couple of nice dishes. And there again, whenever time is involved, it's very challenging. So, but again, nice job to both chefs, and thank you so much.